Guys, Caleb here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO Marvel Guardian ship. This set has 9,001 pieces and will retail you for $150 in the United States. Hopefully in this review, we can clear up if this set is worth it or not. It also has 6 minifigures being Rocket, Star-Lord, Groot, Mantis, Thor, and a Chitauri. And yeah, thank you to my parents so much for getting me this set for Christmas. Massive thank you to them. I really do love the box art on this. You can see it has sort of like comic style images of other superheroes and stuff, and it also has that on the top of the box, as well as a picture of Star-Lord. Back of the box sort of shows the display stand and how you can sort of turn it around, as well as some of the features and interior of the Milano / Guardian ship. You're gonna get a bit of Christmas morning unboxing experience of this beast of a set. It's actually really heavy. But yeah, it's time to unbox this guy, so you can take my knife. Always be careful with knives, kiddos. And there should just be a bit of tape that I should just be able to slit in the back. I want to try and keep this box in good shape for the review, and there we go. I think the bag should basically jump. Holy crap. Wow, that's a lot of bags. After further unboxing of the set, I found out that this set actually has 14 bags, which is probably the most bags that I have ever actually built in a set. No joke. I honestly don't think I have built this many bags in a set before. Like, it is a lot of pieces. It's crazy that this is just gonna make one ship. Instruction manual is a thick boy. It has like almost 500 steps in it. And yeah, it is a very thick set. It doesn't have any information about the designers or anything, although it does have the bags and the build and stuff. And yeah, just not a ton out of the ordinary with this instruction manual. It does have advertisements for other Marvel sets on the back, but it is a thick boy, alright. Start with probably my least favorite minifigure in the set being a Chitauri, which is basically like Thanos' soldiers. And they did not need to include him in the set. They should have included Drax or the other, I don't know, alien person. But they had to include this because there has to be, an enemy in the set, I suppose. Don't get me wrong, it's a decent figure. I really do like the head printing and chest printing. It doesn't have any leg printing, which is majorly disappointing. It does have a little bit of back printing as well as like back of the head printing, which is pretty nice. There we go, now my camera will focus in on it. But yeah, it also has this pretty cool big blaster. It just does not belong in the set at all. We should have got another Guardians of the Galaxy instead of a Chitauri. Next up we have Thor, who I think LEGO did an absolutely killer job with. I love his hammer, the Stormbreaker that he makes in the movie. I do really like his chest printing with this sort of armor he's got. I love his face, his beard, and especially his really detailed hair. Also got a great second expression with that sort of like lightning bolt eyes, and I do really like his, nice soft red cape. Overall, really good figure. I think LEGO did a great job with this guy. We have Mantis, who I think LEGO almost nailed. They were so close to absolutely perfecting this minifig, and the massive downgrading factor of it is her eyes. She just looks human with like this disguise, and in the movie she's obviously an alien. They sort of just screwed up the eyes on this figure, I think. It makes her look human when she's not, which is odd. She's got this incredible sort of like rubbery hairpiece with the horns actually connected in there. She also does have a angrier expression on the second side of her face, as well as a pretty cool like dark like green sort of like vest she's got. And yeah, it's overall a decent figure. They just should have got her eyes right. We have Star-Lord, who's my favorite figure in the set. I love Star-Lord and Guardians of the Galaxy, and this figure does not disappoint. I do really like his sort of like blasters he's got. That's a very unique and cool piece. Also absolutely love his sort of maroon or dark red sort of like vest he's got, as well as the dual molded legs look excellent. He's also got some nice back printing, as well as an excellent second face that's just like an angrier face. And yeah, I honestly think LEGO did an incredible job with this version of Star-Lord. I do wish we got his mask, but I overall think it's alright because this is a great figure. Next up we have Rocket, which is another great figure. I do really love his like custom molded sort of head he's got, as well as the sort of grin he's got on the bottom of there. He also has this really big and bulky blaster, which I'm not a massive fan of. I kind of wish LEGO would have just given me, normal blaster piece. Have excellent back printing as well as a nice little tail, and this is a really great figure. I'm just not a massive fan of the massive bulky blaster he's got. Last but definitely not least, we have Teenage Groot, who I absolutely love. This might actually be my favorite. I don't know, this guy and Star-Lord are tied. Got this simply spectacular chest printing and leg printing, as well as foot printing and like belt printing. Like, there's a ton of printing on this figure just to make him look like incredible. I do wish we got his like video game console that he's always playing in Infinity War. We really love his big sort of custom molded headpiece he's got, and as well it has some excellent back printing on there. This is a super detailed figure, and LEGO absolutely crushed this sort of teenage Groot vibe, and I absolutely love it. The 6 figures included in the set were not enough for you. You also get the Milano, which is absolutely massive. I mean, the wingspan of this thing is truly, truly insane. It's just one of those sets where the pictures do not do it justice of just its insane size. Like, this thing is huge. Like, it is absolutely massive and just stunning and beautiful. I love the look of this thing. Absolutely dwarfs that 2019 tiny version of the Milano we got. And yeah, this thing is just sheer insanity, the size of it. Like, it is absolutely massive when you have it in hand in person like this. On the top of the model, there is a ton of sort of greebling in details along the wings and along the roof of it, as well as this little window in the back, which is just super cool. I didn't even realize that was on the set until I got it in hand, but that's a really neat little detail. I believe this is like the hatch to get inside the ship, I want to say. The wings are actually sturdy enough that you can pick the entire model up by just the wings, just slightly nerve-wracking the first time I did it, but they are very, very strong on there. They do not bend in any sort of way. They're very sturdy. On the side of each wing, there are these panels which do sort of fold down. You can adjust them, fold down to here, fold down to here, fold down to there if you're really wonky. But I think they look good just like one out, and that gives it a sort of like, I don't know, and sort of like an attack position it reminds me of. If we look at the back of the model, you can see just how many like massive thrusters and stuff that this set actually has. It has these 2 massive sort of boosters, which also has like thrusters on the bottom. Like, it's crazy detail. You also have flaps on the bottom of these thrusters that can fold out to help stop the ship when it's sort of slowing down, as well as these 2 things do in fact fold out. When you fold them in and out, these arms actually move with it, which is like a crazy cool detail, as well as these things can fold out when you're trying to stop the ship, as well as this and this. So there's like 5 or 6 separate things that all sort of fold out on the ship and fold back in for when it's stopping, and yeah, it's like a lot of sort of fold out flaps on this whole set, really. Even the underside of the model is crazy detailed with these like massive thrusters and stuff, and yeah, there's really no detail on this set that's left unturned. Like, any sort of angle that you look at it from, there's just tons and tons of detail, which is absolutely incredible to me. It's one of the most detailed LEGO sets that I've ever put my hands on. There are 4 sort of main ways they can display this beast of a set that is the Milano. The first way is sort of flying up on the stand. It's at this cool angle where it's sort of like flying up, and that looks good. You can also angle it so it's flying down, which is personally my favorite angle. This looks so impending and just like impressive when you have it sort of flying down like this. This is how I usually display the Milano, and I honestly think it looks incredible this way. Also display the Milano sort of on its side like it's flying and attacking you, which is another great way to display it. Also display the Milano on its left side attacking, which I do think it looks a little bit better in the sort of right position, but either way is not bad at all. You can even actually sort of take it from the bottom, rip the stand out. It basically attaches with these 4 axles into these 4 sort of holes here, and we can display it in fact on the ground. While this does still look really good, I would pick the stand any day as it just gives it so much elevation and is sort of on this cool sort of turntable mechanism, so you can really angle it in a bunch of different positions. And yeah, it's a really good stand, although I do wish it had a sort of like display pack down here would be incredible. The interior of the set is also really, really cool. You can actually just fold up this panel here, and you get access to the inside as well as fold it down. You can also fold the entire thing up to get access to the interior. So we can in fact take Star-Lord and place him down on there and shut that up, and you can see him in there. We can also take this up, and we can put Rocket the Raccoon standing on this sort of little seat in there, and he sort of controls these sort of pink panels, and then we can shut that up, and they both fit in the cockpit very, very well, and it looks cool with Rocket sort of peering out of there. To gain access to the interior, we can literally just sort of pop off this panel, and then that lets us also pop off this panel here, and we can take a look at the inside. Right behind the cockpit, we sort of have 2 little seats where we can place figures, as well as 2 clips for weapons, and these crazy, crazy controls, which are both stickers, and they look really, really cool, as well as some lights there. Sort of across from these seats, we have a sort of snack section where we do in fact have a little coffee machine, which is a really cute little detail. Across from the coffee machine, we have a small sticker of Gamora on there, which is pretty cool, as well as a small donut. I do really like this sort of sand blue flooring that they gave this model. It's very, very like visually appealing, and I do really like the look of that. And across from all this, we sort of have a spare room, which is very, very, small and cramped, and there's not too much in there, except a little, sort of like pink panel. So while being a tad bit of a cramped fit, we can in fact fit the figures on the seat there and fit Groot there. However, each time that I take a figure out, oh, it didn't happen. Alright, so each time I take a figure out, it usually attaches the seat like this, but it didn't happen with her right there. However, basically each time I do it, it lifts the seat right off of there, which is quite annoying. At the end of the day, should you buy the LEGO Marvel Guardian ship / Milano, I honestly would say heck yes, go for it, and I mean it this time. This set is a truly spectacular build to build. Like, it took me a long time, and it uses a bunch of really cool techniques to, get this incredible, wild shaped ship, and it looks spectacular. It does have its minor flaws, like I really do wish it included the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I do wish they fixed that sort of seat problem where it just lifts off with the seats every single time that I lift them up. At the end of the day, I find it impossible to knock the set just for that, because it's just a spectacular build. It's one of the best builds that I have ever built, and I've built a lot of Legos. Like, this is an absolutely incredible set. Any Marvel fan will love this set, trust me. I'm gonna give the set a 96 out of 100, close to sheer perfection. And yeah, that's about it. Let me know your thoughts on the set in comments below, as well as the LEGO YouTube Rewind, which I am super excited for, hopefully dropping this Friday. Super Productions sign off for now. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to stay up to date with my latest content, I will see you guys later. Peace.